So if you don't want to have your mind kind of expanded and blown out, just click off now. And if you don't want to be challenged on what you think the world is, turn it off. If you don't want to talk about spirituality, go away. Don't watch us. No point. It's not going to happen. So that's really what I want to say first. Disclaimer. So right now, before you waste any of your time watching us in something you don't want to hear about, this is the time to click off. If you do want to, stay with us.
Let me give everyone a quick 360 view
of where we are.
Yeah, and then I'll come back.
Whee!
So we're here in Florissant. This is one of my favorite views in Florissant. From this place, you can basically get or missing part of it here because we're on a lower part, but you get an awesome 360 view from this, not exactly mountaintop, but this vantage.
This hill.
This hill's
a good hill.
And it's just beautiful up here. So I figured it'd be a good spot to shoot a video.
Because we like doing it better outside than inside.
Yeah, outside's always better. The energy's better. Better than being in an old decaying house.
You love the house.
We appreciate being able to use it.
We appreciate being used the house.
Yeah, it's got a different energy to it.
It's got a totally different energy. And you feel kind of closed in. So what I kind of wanted to talk about today is, for those of you and you who know me, strange things have always happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Where, whether it's knowing what's going to happen, whether it's being able to feel what's going on with a person, it's always been kind of at a level since I've been a kid, and it's shifted pretty dramatically in the last couple weeks. And so first you have to go into the fact that we are living in a three-dimensional reality. It has 3 dimensions, but actually it's nested inside of a 4th dimension, and so on and so forth. They're not separate. They're not strung together like, oh, there's the 1st dimension, there's the 2nd dimension, there's the 3rd dimension. They're all contained. So we're literally surrounded by other dimensions, including the 4th dimension. The 4th dimension contains things that people would call potentially like angels, spirits. It also contains a different way of looking at time, a different way of looking at space. It contains it's hard to describe in 3D terms. It's just a different way of feeling and interacting with the world. And a lot of belief systems say that when the shift happens, or when the flip happens, or when the Messiah coming happens, or everybody gives it a different term. Everything's going to be different, right? So they're all referring to when that shift, dimensional change happens. Some people say it's reflective upon the solar. There's a whole movie about that, where the solar has, the wavelength of the electromagnetic field shifts, and we all have to shift as a populace in order to adjust to that new electromagnetic field. I don't want to call it by any of those names. All I know is the energy of it. All I know is that when that happens, thoughts become form. So when people know that what you feel and what you think and what you say has a great impact. So you know that when someone says something horrible to you, it hits you and it reverberates for a while. And it can affect your interactions with others. One bad experience, maybe as a kid, can reflect through how you interact with others for a long period of time.
So are you saying that things are going to start to manifest easier?
Correct. And
whether good or bad?
Doesn't matter. You have to watch what you think. You have to watch what you feel, because it's going to start happening faster, where what you're feeling will take a form. And there has to be a few of us, and I've run into more of them this week, which is miraculous in and of itself, where they have those kind of experiences and they don't have anybody to talk about. But there has to be a few of us that can help others that are younger understand what's going on when it starts to shift, or else you're going to feel insane. Or else you're going to feel insane. You're going, well, how did I know this was going to happen? How did I know, this person was going to call? How did I know that I was going to have a car accident? How did I know all this? Unless you have someone go, it's all energy, you can take that energy and put it into whatever belief system you want, but understand the energy, and then you can put it in the belief system that you want. Because the belief systems aren't right or wrong, And that's why we're being so dualistic right now. It's like the pulling back. Everything is so dualistic right now that it's pulling the rubber band back. But when it releases, it's going to go further. And that's going into where we can actually perceive and interact with that other dimension that currently we cannot. So we're seeing extreme dualism. We're seeing everybody getting compartmentalized and judged and microaggressions. And that's all happening to pull the rubber band tight before it releases and we shoot into this other realm of reality that a lot of people are not going to be ready to handle. It would be like what's happening to the people that it's happening to is if you are thinking that you need to go over and adjust that camera right now. So Chris is thinking he needs to go, I got to go check the camera, right? I'm actually going to see Chris walk over there and adjust the camera. And then I'll go, wait a minute, why are you standing here? Because I just saw you over there. And you're going, no, Nancy, I didn't go walk over. I was thinking about doing it, but I didn't really do it. So can you imagine interacting with that throughout the day where people's thoughts are actually formed, including your own?
If you had no introduction to that, it would creep you out.
You would also think yes.
And I've heard that, I've heard from certain spiritual gurus that when this time approaches, there's going to be certain people that literally are freaked out by what's happening.
Correct.
And so it seems to me if you want to keep your sanity, just to be open-minded to things that are unfolding.
Right, but being open-minded, when you have been living in this dimension and you know that water bottle is sitting over there or that rock is over there and you feel very confident in it, and then all of a sudden you're standing on that rock way over there and you're going, but how did I get there if I'm just thinking about being there? People will feel like the ground is shaking beneath them. They will feel like what's real, how do you discern what's real and what's not real?
Mm-hmm.
So like, just personally, what's happening to me is, I saw this person come in the store and they were there to pick up a prize, right? And they said, hi, my name is, Jane Doe. Hi, my name's Jane Doe. I won the prize and I'm here to pick it up. But I go, sure, let me call somebody to go pick it up for you. So I called somebody and there we go. And then a few hours later, this person walks in again and they go, hi, and I go, hi, Jane Doe. And she goes, yeah, how'd you know my name? And I go, oh. And then I started wondering which was real. So then she goes, I'm here to pick up my prize that I won. And then suddenly I realized that whole interaction that I had earlier hadn't happened yet.
Interesting.
And that's just one example of the many examples that's happening just this week. I've had those in my life, throughout my life, but they've been like a couple a year. Maybe. Pretty easy to determine. Usually to help me, stay alive. Like I see a car pulling out in front of me and then I come up the road and there's that car and it pulls out in front of me, but I'm ready for it because I saw it a few minutes before at that location. This is just random stuff. Like random.
And more occurrences.
And more occurrences. Yep. And so now I'm trying to figure out, so in one day I had 4. And it's very hard, but I'm learning that it's all energy and how to actually adjust it, because if that starts happening to which is eventually will happen to everybody.
I've had 1 in my entire life. Speaking honestly, I've had 1.
But that's what's going to be more frequent. Do you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
The more, and then people that are hanging around me are going up. I knew it was going to happen. I'm like manifesting like crazy. And I'm going, yeah, because it's all shifting. And the energy is just starting to radiate out. And I really feel like people need to understand it and start following their passions, because this is the time you have to start following your passions, because you can actually use the energy and manifest it.
And do more.
And do more and help more. But if you think negative things, the energy doesn't discern it. You know what I'm saying? Energy is pure, right? It's just like a blank slate.
It's like whatever seed you throw down, you're going to grow.
Exactly. So if you are radiating negative things, guess what's going to happen to you? A lot of them. If you're radiating...
get garbage. Put garbage in, you get garbage out.
Exactly.
That's my Boston accent. I'm saying garbage.
Garbage, not garbage. But yeah, So I just want people to start being aware. I'm going to start hopefully having classes, because enough people are asking me, they want to understand what's going on and be able to understand it without it thrown into a spiritual realm, like, oh, that's evil or that's good, or because that's the dualistic nature that we're moving away from. Because if your thoughts take form and you can feel everything and everyone else, there's no duality. You can't even use terms, because in the fourth dimension, it just is. You know what I mean? We're all really one, and you feel that. When people transition, they feel that. When people transition, they feel it. But we're here. We're not transitioning, and we're going to start feeling it. And we have to learn how to navigate it and not panic and not freak out and not say it's the devil or anything else, because it isn't. It's just energy, and energy is shifting, which causes people, like, the veil is lifting. You could say it that way too. The veil, the membrane that is between the dimensions is thinning out, so you can poke through it every now and then and touch and have it poke through this way. So I just want people to know and be aware so that they don't freak out when it starts happening more frequently. The
Cool stuff.
The ones, and learn to use it for the benefit of everyone, including yourself. Learn to use it, because that's what it's there for. We're here to be happy, to expand, to learn, to grow.
It's kind of like
to be appreciative, to be thankful.
It's kind of like if you read a book and you don't do anything with it. Did you really gain anything if you didn't apply it to your life?
Right.
That's the way I see it.
Yep. So that's really just what I wanted to say, was that I've had so many people asking me about it this week. I've had so many people sharing stuff that's going on with their life. I've had people that are kind of vibrated it. They're more receptive, having more occurrences too, which means it's not individualistic. It's more global. And some people are in other parts of the world. So there is something afoot.
Awesome. So if you're connecting with what we're talking about, go ahead and visit our website at No-thingness, no-thingness, I should say.
Yeah, it's no-thingness. Yep. Thank you.